Hi y'all, we're Crystal and Pete, Ordinary Elephant. And we had a wonderful time playing the 2018 Woodstock Folk Festival. And we were so thankful to Carol for reaching out to us recently to invite us to be a part of this Woodstock Wednesday, where we get to play a few songs for you and let you know what we've been up to, what we have going on, and what we have coming up. This first one we're going to play for you, we wrote almost a year ago now, right at the start of the pandemic. Around that time, we had a tour planned in Australia, and things were changing pretty quickly, but it seemed like everything was still a go, and so we flew over there. We were able to play one show and then had to turn around and come home. Not ideal, but we made it home. I think we were able to change our flights, and everything went as smoothly as could be. And we're kind of living on the adrenaline of that for a little while and just happy to be home. And then everything just kind of hit us once we got home and trying to wrap our brains around what was happening. And I tend to work my way through things in song, and this was the first go at that with this song. Tell me that story again, darling. Oh, will we all end up alright? Tell me that story again, darling. Wasn't it true once upon a time? Wasn't it true once upon a time? I'll keep keeping up with the laundry. You'll keep keeping up with the car. I guess things aren't really changing here. It sure feels like they are. It sure feels like they are. Got good dogs, got a good porch. Got eyes to see, we've got a good view. Got ears to hear, we are listening. Truth is not something we can choose. Truth is not something we can choose. Tell me that story again, darling. The one where we all end up alright. Tell me that story again, darling. Wasn't it true once upon a time? Wasn't it true once upon a time? Wasn't it true? Wasn't it true once upon a time? Wasn't it true? Wasn't it true once upon a time? Wasn't it true? Tell me that story again, darling. Wasn't it true? Tell me that story again, darling. Well, we thank y'all for listening, being here. One thing that we've been doing since the pandemic to try to continue with community. That's something that's so hard to be without, that same sense of community that we normally have in the music world and with our listeners. And one way we've done that is with something called Patreon, which is just this kind of online space that allows for artists of any kind, musicians, visual artists, any sort of creative person, to connect with their supporters in a way that it just enables you to create this kind of more intimate relationship. We share things as they're happening, kind of as we're writing them, or we kind of dive deeper into the writing process, or we always share things. We share things there that may not get shared anywhere else, or if they will be shared there first. And so if that song we shared with our patrons before it went onto YouTube. And so that's something you're interested in. You can find all that info on our website, ordinaryelephant.net. Get my capo here. We're going to do one now from our most recent album, which feels new still. That was in 2019.
2 years ago, almost.
Time is... I don't know what
it's
time
brand
is
new.
anymore. Time is brand new.
No, our album.
I know, wait. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one. So we're coming to you. We were recording this in South Louisiana, in Opelousas specifically. I grew up down the road in Lafayette, Louisiana, and we've been here about a year now. But before that, we were living on the road for a few years. But it's been great being back near home, having a place to settle. But just traveling around the way we did, it really gave us an appreciation for how much where you come from is a lot more than just a place. It's also the people that you come from. So this is one that I wrote for my mom.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Eggshell white, paint in your head, dirt beneath your nails, and years on the back of your head. Some things can't wash clean, and some will stick around. Blades of St. Augustine scattered across the driveway. Still feels like Sunday when I hear Cajun band. Every chamber of my heart bears a mark of what I come from. Sometimes our world falls apart, but I guess that's what it takes to find the part that cannot break. Wooden table on a concrete slab, the fish are red and the crabs are blue. Every 5-gallon bucket carries a piece of you. Some things can't wash clean, and some will stick around. Spilt beer and a deck of cards, an old bed sheet for a tablecloth. Some of those days are lost. Most I still come across. Every chamber of my heart bears a mark of what I come from. Sometimes our world falls apart, but I guess that's what
always dreamed that big. I put the whole damn kitchen in every pot of cold mud soup. Hope I always put everything I got into what I do. Some things can't wash clean, and some will stick around. Every chamber of my heart bears a mark of what I come from. Sometimes the world falls apart, but I guess that's what it takes to find a heart that cannot break. We cannot break.
Well, family is important to me, both of us. And so I'm gonna read you something now.
Lucky to have good families.
Yes,
too.
yes. In addition to writing songs, I write poetry. So I'm gonna read you something. Let me finish reading that before I forget. I'm only halfway there, and then try to start playing it. So we do these writing exercises every morning, something called object writing, and I'll put them into our we have a monthly newsletter that we send out. You can sign up for that on our website if you're interested. But I tend to include something, one of those writing exercises, just to kind of show what's going on in my brain. And someone had written back maybe one time, people would comment on them or something, and someone had said, oh, when are you going to make those into a book? And we were like, well, that's not a bad idea. And so we did just that. We made a little poetry book. Make sure it's in the camera. It's like a mirror. It's hard to know which way to turn it. So we put them together in a book, and these are available on our website if you like reading poetry. But this one, my grandmother, my mom's mom, passed away back in 2018, and shortly after that, we went to their house, their property, to get something. And out behind their home, they have a workshop. We call it the shop. It's a very common thing to have in South Louisiana. We don't have ours yet.
Nope.
We're working on that. But it's a workshop. There are tools and things like that you would think, but there's also a kitchen and a place to cook meals and eat meals together, and just a place to gather. And we went in there shortly after she passed, and I wrote this one shortly thereafter. It's called Yardstick. Leaning up against the worn wooden wall, it's 3 feet on the concrete. Numbers and notches, so orderly along the side. A contrast to this space. Black ink or paint in the grooves that told it where to be, making marks for measuring. It was probably made for fabrics, but was more often used for fish. So many cleaned and cooked in this workshop that was a satellite extension of the house, where there are only cobwebs and quiet now. But if I close my eyes and hold my breath, I can smell the cornmeal and red pepper. I can hear the fuzzy crack of fish hitting hot oil. I open my eyes and pick up this aging yardstick, still sturdy in my weak and weepy hands, and I am thankful that some things can't be measured. So if you like words in your eyes and not just your ears, we have those available. Happy to send them to you. And we put new poetry on our Patreon as well. So I'll do little poetry readings on our Patreon page. And what else? We have a show coming up, so we're gonna do one more song for you. but we have, if you want to see a full show, we have a show that will be occurring on March 20th, put on by the Bugle Boy out of LaGrange, Texas. Not LaGrange.
Yeah.
Yes, LaGrange, Texas.
Texas.
Yes. And then the very next day, on the 21st, we will have a songwriting workshop put on by, or hosted by Terry Hendricks and well, now it's online, but just Own Your Own Universe. She has a wonderful, she puts on workshops and just fosters art and community. So we'll be doing that. But all that information is on our website, ordinaryelephant.net, if you're interested. And we'll leave you with this one. As anyone, as musicians, we travel around and we get to see other people doing what we do, at conferences or just going out to see music. And I think everyone probably has experienced that, seeing someone doing something that they love to do and seeing them do it really well, regardless of what it is. It's really hard to not compare yourself pretty immediately, and just human nature. But we try to steer away from that as quickly as possible, and just try to be inspired in those moments, and remember that we all do what we do, and that's why we're here. And so we wrote this one to remind us of that. Thank y'all so much for listening.
Over in the corner, like an old bar stool, he held me up right when I needed him to. He said, listen up, my friend, let me tell you what I know. You can wish you were someone else, then you gotta let it go. 'Cause that's a good way to get a bad start. I don't care what straw you drew, gotta let it make the best of you. We ain't playing a game, we're running a race. It's a way of life, boy, you just gotta find your place. Used to be like you, I'll sit here in the dark, watch him in the spotlight, pick myself apart. That's a good way to get a bad start. I don't care what straw you drew, gotta let it make the best of you. You don't need to bring down the house if you can bring 'em inside. When they bring down the lights, then the room went dark, I could barely see his face. Picked up his own Martin box, ready for the stage. He said, let me ask you this, what you gonna do? You pick yourself up, find a crack to fall through. 'Cause that's a good way to get a bad start. I don't care what straw you drew, gotta let it make the best of you. You don't need a good way, get a bad start. I don't care what straw you drew, gotta let him make best of you.
And we're Crystal and Pete, Ordinary Elephant. Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you out there one of these days.